What's up, guys? Kevin here. And boy, I'm actually disappointed by such a high score. I thought Ratchet and Clank, in that video I did the other day, said it was going to be a 92. 3 points off, so I'm not too far off. I'm pretty good at this. But right now it's sitting at 89. It actually dropped down to an 88 a few minutes ago. I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, it's sitting at 89. Insomniac did not get that PlayStation bump that I thought would happen. Maybe the PlayStation bump doesn't exist. I definitely thought it was there for Returnal because after playing and beating that game, that should have been no more. That should not have been an 86. 80, 81, 82, okay, but the second half of that game just being a rehash of the first half and then all the bugs, yeah. But this is about Ratchet and Clank. I thought it would get the Nintendo bump, I should say, in which if you put out a proper Zelda or Mario title or any proper Nintendo first-party IP video game, it's going to get a 95 plus. Like, Breath of the Wild is sitting at, 97? That game is so damn boring. I've watched many videos and trying to explain to me why the game is great and why I should give it another shot. No. And that game is not a 97. That game is boring. Not everyone, but a lot of people share the same sentiment. But that Nintendo bump was there. It gave it a 97. A lot of people just go, oh, it's a proper Zelda game, even though I think it's boring. But I don't want to be the person that gives it a really bad score and end up like Jim Sterling, who gave it a 7 out of 10. So Ratchet and Clank did not get that bump. It's sitting at 89. It's still a very, very good score. It's just a boring score, though. Like, all around. From a Sony perspective, it's like, okay, it's good. It did its job. Can't complain about an 89. But we can't also rub it in an Xbox guy's face from a fanboy perspective. I mean, you still can. I mean, their games get 69, 70s. But, could you imagine if this game was like 94, 95, 96? Like, my God. Now it's just like, yay, great game, but... And then the Xbox guys, 89 is still really good. So you can't really throw it in Sony guys' faces, like if they got like 79 or something like Days Gone. But yeah, I hate these scores. Like, yeah, 85 to 90 is just that territory of, damn it. I can't do anything with that score. But what happened here? Because I'm still disappointed. This game I thought would be a 92. And I got to say, up until the review embargo, I thought it would be like a 95. I thought my score was going to be a little low. Everything I saw looked great. And then the reviewers were really teasing their review like, no, this game is really special. This is going to be a perfect game. It is not. 89 is not. So a few things I saw. IGN pointed out like there's the on-rails section, like where you're grinding. He says it's basically a way just to travel through the game. And that part really sucked. I think it was Skill Up who brought it up too, or ACG brought it up, where, yeah, it happens a lot and it takes the controller out of your hand. So that was something. ACG brought up that the gunplay wasn't as great or as good as the 2016 Ratchet and Clank. Skill Up said he would not have liked this game as much if it didn't look so good. So that's telling me that it's... Because the gameplay is good and all, but maybe it's a little bit more on the generic side than we thought. Other things, I saw a reviewer said the game crashed a few times. That will be something I'll keep an eye on. If this game has the issues like Returnal does, yeah, Sony... I'm going to be making a video, and it ain't going to be great. We need to talk about your broken games, if that's true. We'll wait and see. I always expect there to be some bugs at launch for any video game. So, other than that, the game is, from what I understand, pretty short. IGN said they 90% the game in 16 hours. So, that might be a discussion there, especially if sales are low. I don't think the sales will be low, but... a $70 game, and you only get 16 hours. maybe up to 20 hours if you platinum the game. But if you're just beating it, you're doing that, what, in 15 hours? Yeah, that will be a discussion. That will be a discussion because $70 is still a lot. I don't care. I'm making the most money ever, ever. I was buying Nintendo games that cost $70 when I was, well, I wasn't buying, my parents were when I was a kid, but $70 is still a lot of money. And to only get like 15, 16 hours, I don't like to say, hey, if it's $70, it's got to be a 60-hour game. But, I think 30 hours minimum. And those 30 hours still got to be very good to get $70 for me. So that's probably the biggest turnoff for me personally. I did say I'll buy and play it if it got an 85 plus, which I'm still going to probably hold true to that. I'll probably still buy and play it. But yeah, right now, a free upgrade of Final Fantasy VII Intergrade sounds a little more appetizing than a game that just looks really good and everything else is just good. I would say just good. Yeah, 89. One thing I like to see Insomniac work on, and I think they tried it here with Rivet, who everyone says Rivet is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I think Skill Up said basically she's just a female Ratchet. She's just Ratchet with a giner. No differentiating like moveset or anything. She does the same thing as Ratchet does, which, okay. I don't have an issue with that, but I thought there would be a little bit more difference there between the two characters. But yeah, Rivet is a great character from what I understand from the reviews. But Insomniac has an image problem with their games besides Spider-Man's. Of course, Spider-Man is going to sell and is going to stick. But Ratchet and Clank, just not very marketable. That's why they had to bring in Rivet. Resistance, I forget Resistance exists until like Insomniac brings it up. And I never played a Resistance game. Sunset Overdrive, probably the best exclusive game on Xbox One. That game is always forgotten about. So Insomniac needs to work on their image. I don't know if they're going to do another new IP. I'm sure they're going to work on the next Spider-Man game. They're teasing Sunset Overdrive. But whatever they do next, they really need to work on having these games stick. Because what I fear is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. A couple weeks from now, it's just going to be another Sony one and done title. You play the 15 hours, beat it, go, wow, that was fun, and moved on. But with Ratchet and Clank, you can ask probably any Sony guy in a couple weeks to just name the IP or make their favorite games or characters from Sony, and I bet you Ratchet and Clank is not going to get brought up very often. It's still going to be the Uncharted's, the Last of Us, the God of Wars, the Horizons. Ratchet and Clank, that's something Insomniac needs to work on. They do everything so well, but the image, the marketing, their characters just don't stick. Ratchet and Clank seem kind of boring, kind of just generic mid-2000s characters. And Rivet looks like maybe that'll help them, but I still don't think it's enough. I think that would require a brand new IP, and I would like to see them do something a little more realistic. Maybe that would have been Resistance. Well, I never played it, so you guys got to tell me. But I like to see them do something that would just a little more relatable characters, I would say. I cannot relate to a female Lombax. I don't care what these characters are going through when you look like that. Yeah, that's why they get the Pixar. Oh, it looks like a Pixar movie, which is still very great. Still very great. It's that type of game. It's a game aimed at kids that adults can also enjoy. Nothing wrong with that. It's an 89. Everyone says it's the best looking game. So, yeah. Still very disappointed in an 89. I can't believe it didn't get a higher score. Maybe it will. But right now we're sitting at 86 reviews and it bounced down to 88. So I can't see to where this actually lands. And yeah, what's next? What's next for PlayStation? It's crazy. We don't have a release date for Horizon. We know it's coming out soon, but we may not see another Sony first-party game till maybe early next year. So, Xbox, it's your turn. It's your turn. We know we got Halo Infinite coming out. People are saying in September, but this is a great time for Xbox to strut their stuff. And look, if any Xbox game gets over an 80, that's a huge win. An 80 to an Xbox is like 89 to Ratchet and Clank. And I'll do review predictions for Xbox games as well. Anyways, 89. Great. Still, I wouldn't say great game. 89 to me is very good. 90 is great. 95 plus is very great. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank, 89. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.